Imagine a future where the long-running Ripple versus SEC battle is nothing but a distant memory. Well, that future is here. The case is finally behind us, and the XRP community is buzzing with excitement. But let's be clear, the celebration doesn't stop with this legal win. For many of us, the real milestone is when XRP hits $100, and even then, the story isn't over. Because XRP isn't just another cryptocurrency, it's a deflationary digital asset designed for high value. Today, we're going to explore exactly why that high value is not just possible, but built into XRP's very DNA. And what specific events could make it a reality much faster than most people think. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Crypto Update. In today's video, we will talk about XRP future. So be sure to stay focused, as you surely don't want to miss out on this. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. Please remember, this is not a financial advice video. Right now, XRP has seen a modest bump, around 7 to 8% in the short term, but the truth is the dedicated XRP holders aren't here for single-digit gains or even a $10, $20, or $30 price point. The vision has always been far bigger. For us, $100 is the starting line, not the finish. And if everything falls into place, we could be seeing price levels that sound insane to the average investor, but make perfect sense when you understand the mechanics behind this coin. Now, one thing we have to address is the wave of misinformation floating around. Many voices claimed XRP would skyrocket to $10 overnight just because the SEC case ended. While that ruling was a positive catalyst, much of its impact was already priced in. The true force that will drive XRP into higher territory is far more powerful, and it's something called supply shock during a global liquidity crisis. Industry voices like Jay Claver have pointed this out, and it's worth listening to. His take is simple. The real move for XRP won't come from a single court ruling, but from a situation where global liquidity tightens, triggering massive institutional demand for assets like XRP that can move money quickly, efficiently, and at scale. And here's where another factor comes in, the possibility of spot XRP ETFs. We are now closer than ever to seeing them approved. While technically they could have been approved during the court battle, the chances were slim. Now with the legal hurdle gone, those doors are wide open. If approved, these ETFs could channel significant institutional capital into XRP, which in turn increases volume and drives up price. But again, even that is just one piece of the puzzle. XRP was never designed to be like Bitcoin, where you use the Lightning Network to buy a cup of coffee. It was built for the opposite end of the spectrum, to move huge sums of money across borders in seconds. We're talking billions, even trillions of dollars in liquidity. And when you think about moving that kind of value, you realize a low price per coin makes no sense. Banks and financial institutions need a higher price point to handle those volumes efficiently. Let's also talk about competition. If not XRP, what other cryptocurrency is positioned to handle this role? None. No other project has the combination of scalability, partnerships, regulatory clarity, and purpose-built technology to serve as a global liquidity bridge. Ripple's network is expanding day by day, and with every acquisition and partnership, they're building the rails for an entirely new financial system. Just recently, Ripple completed another acquisition that strengthens its infrastructure to rival and potentially replace systems like SWIFT, the very backbone of global money transfers today. Here's a number for you. SWIFT handles about $5 trillion per day. Imagine XRP capturing even 10% of that volume. That's hundreds of billions in daily transfers running through a digital asset with a capped supply. You don't need to be a mathematician to see what that would do to the price. And that's before we even factor in other drivers, like a coordinated negotiation stage between Ripple and large institutions to agree on a price that makes XRP functional for its intended use. This is sometimes referred to as the fixed theory, the idea that at the big table, There's no scenario where banks and payment giants settle for a 50-cent XRP when they need to move hundreds of millions in a single transaction. Some critics, especially Bitcoin maximalists, love to scoff at these ideas. Yet when the SEC case finally ended, those same critics had little to say. That's because they know XRP's design gives it an advantage Bitcoin simply doesn't have. Even prominent figures like Michael Saylor, who usually champions Bitcoin above all else, admit that digital assets live in cyberspace and are immune to tariffs and borders. What they often skip over is that XRP not only lives in cyberspace, but is engineered to handle the heavy lifting of global finance. We're already seeing early signs of institutional adoption beyond Ripple's own moves. For example, companies like VivoPower have openly stated they're looking to add XRP to their balance sheets. This is just the start. As clarity spreads and regulatory roadblocks fall away, we can expect more corporations to follow suit. Every public announcement like that increases XRP's visibility, legitimacy, and of course, demand. The takeaway here is simple. XRP's high-value potential isn't a matter of wishful thinking. It's a matter of design, demand, and timing. Ripple continues to acquire companies, strengthen partnerships, and position the XRPL as the go-to network for moving massive amounts of capital. Less than 1% of the world even holds XRP right now, which means the adoption curve is still in its infancy. So yes, we celebrate the legal victory, but this moment isn't the destination. It's the green light to move toward the real goal. When the supply shock hits, when spot ETFs launch, when institutional adoption reaches critical mass, the price per XRP will no longer be measured in single digits. It will be something entirely different. Something most people aren't prepared for. And when that day comes, looking back at XRP trading at $3 or even $30 will feel like looking at a relic from another era. For now, our job as a community is to stay informed, stay patient, and keep pushing the truth about XRP's capabilities into the spotlight. Because the bigger picture here is about transforming the global financial system, and XRP is set to play a central role in that transformation. Hold on to even a single XRP, and you're already better positioned than billions of people on the planet. The party at $100 will be sweet, but the reunions after every 1,000? That's where the real story begins. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on XRP? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. Thank you.